Greetings, Naked News Guy here. Today I want to talk about my 44th political position, which is on probation. Now, the idea of probation was supposed to be that a person did a relatively minor crime and the state did not see the reason to put them in jail. The idea was that maybe they could learn from their mistake by, taking a few classes, spending a few months checking in with somebody, something like that. However, in reality, what probation actually is it's two things. It's a way for those with money to avoid consequences, and it's a way for those who are poor to get worse consequences. And what I mean by that is very simple. Probation, in many places, is not run by the state. It's run by private companies. Now, the definition of private companies is these are businesses. They are trying to make money. So they charge as much as they can to make money. Like any other business, whether it's Walmart or it's Joe Blow the landscaper. That's how a business works. And so a private probation company's main goal is to line their pockets. And a person who doesn't pay these fees goes to jail. Now, there's no other company that has the authority to do that if you owe them money. Yet, probation companies can do this. They can put people in jail for not paying their fees. And a lot of times when someone is poor, they end up on probation. Instead of getting the charge dismissed, they can't pay their fees, so they end up in jail, which makes the charges worse, which means they come back out, they get more probation, and they're stuck in a cycle they could never break free from. Look, we need to end this. The idea of punishing people for doing things that is wrong is to teach them a lesson. It's to keep them from doing it. It's not to make them into a cash cow for the state or for some private company. One of the worst cases was in Rutherford County, Tennessee, where for years a company called Providence Community Corrections was keeping people on probation for 5, 6, 7, 12 years in one case for things that originally were a 1-year charge, for not making payments, for requiring people to show up 2 or 3 times a week, making it impossible for a person to get off of probation. The sheriff at the time was getting kickbacks from the company. And this is not the first example, and it's not going to be the last. So a real simple solution. No more probation. I'm going to get into it in future videos on what I think should happen for petty crimes. But right now I'm going to say that. End probation. End this cash cow. The whole point of criminal justice should not be to line someone's pockets as punishment. And yet that is something that has been happening in our society for a very long time. So, end probation. Naked News Guy here. Like and subscribe for more content.